Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. Today we're looking at a Bram Stoker's Dracula board game. This one was put out by Leading Edge. And it's a movie tie-in, obviously. This one is product code 50200 for ages 12 and up, 1 to 6 players. So there weren't a lot of solo games when this came out, as far as board games went. And I believe this one came out in 92. Yep, 1992. Since it's a movie tie-in, it's easy to find out by the date of the movie. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold going. Now this is what the box looks like. And we're going to get into opening this. There aren't a lot of sealed copies of this still out there. So if you're planning on picking this up, you're going to have to probably get it used. So let's open this up and see what we got. As you can see, the plastic has come off a little bit already due to age. This is 25 years old, so that makes it a little more touch and go. But thankfully, this one is in really nice shape. Now, Leading Edge made some really cool stuff. That was all movie tie-ins for the most part. Oh, that just came right off, didn't it? They did an Army of Darkness roleplay board game, supposedly. It's more of just a board game, which we will be looking at in another episode. And they also did a role-playing game for Dracula. And they had a Living Steel game, which was a like robot cybernetic type game. And we'll look at that in another episode as well. But they also made miniatures for this and for the Army of Darkness game, both of which are incredibly hard to find and very expensive. But let's look at this and see what we've got in here, because obviously I never bothered to open this one. Alright, we've got a black D10 with red pips. Nothing too fancy there. We got some little standees. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 on that one. 2 on there, that's 13. 14, 20 little standees. Alright. Now we have our rules summary. It's just a 2-page sheet. Then we've got the board game overview. This is the actual rule book. And like so many from this time, you can see that there is some spotting on here. Well, you might be able to see that. And this rule sheet actually folds out like a trifold. The little spotting is normal. It's just aging and weathering. And unfortunately, because it is made out of paper, it's probably not going to hold up well over time. But this one's in still very good condition. But it's a total of 6 pages because it's a trifold. And that does add a lot of complexity to the game. And here we've got our equipment cards. Let's just take everything out of here. Alright, so there's the equipment cards back. And then on the other side, it's got a whole bunch of stuff here. We've got, what, 16 items here? Let's see what they are. We've got a gate key, a knife, which is strength attack +1, range 1, revolver, strength attack +2, range 4, a book, intelligence, attack +2, you're killing them with literacy, range 8, intelligence, gate key. There's a gate key for strength, intelligence, willpower, and agility, all single uses. Then there's another knife, another revolver, Bible, intelligence attack +1, intelligence defense -1, a rapier, strength attack +2, range 1, rifle, strength attack +2, range 8, cross, intelligence attack +2, intelligence defense -2, charisma, will defense -1. That's a charm. Sorry. Swap out attacker, single use. Host, will attack +1, range 1. So these you'd punch out, and these are incredibly thin, very thin card stock. Barely more than like a common trading card, really. They were incredibly difficult to get out without ripping them because the perforation is not good. And to add to the problem is these are usually damaged when you buy it used, because playing with them would ding up the corners or scratch up the sides. So you got to be real careful to inspect these if you can when buying it used. And because there are quite a few cards here, you're going to want to make sure they're all accounted for. So we got 16 on this sheet, and then we've got another sheet with the same number. So let's see what these are. Alright, we've got dogs +3, any attack, single use. Horse +1 action, double losses. Crossbow, agility attack +2, range 6. Dagger, agility attack +1, range 2. Bounce within level, single use. Heal wounds, all players, single use. Daring attack, any attack +4, usually user takes 2 losses. Intelligence, gate bonus +1. Stake 13 attack, single use. Move any player or opponent 3 squares, 3. Single use. Strength gate bonus +1. Will gate bonus +1. Garlic, bounce vampire, single use. AGI gate bonus +1. Mirror intelligence defense -1. Rope. AGI agility defense -1. Alright, next we've got our character cards. We've got Van Helsing, Seward, Quincy, Homewood, Harker, Renfield, and then you've got little character standees for these, which are going to go on these little weird little triangular stands, of course. And then you've got several henchmen. You've got 2, 4, 5 of them, and Lucy. And then you've got Dracula and Wolf, and then, well, you got regular Dracula, you have Wolf form Dracula, Bat form Dracula, and 3 brides. Now these are pivotal to the game because you need all of these to play. So if you're missing these, it's going to be incredibly devaluing for the box set, and it's going to be a little bit difficult to replace these because they have the stats on them. So that is a major flaw if you're buying this used. Missing some cards, you could replicate them, I don't know, fairly easily, I think. But if you're missing these stats, that's going to be a little harder. On the back is, I believe, slightly different stacks. Yeah, the wounded version is on the back. So let's take a second to read these. Van Helsing, strength, well, there's 2 columns, attack and defense. I'm going to read the first column first. Obviously, that's attack. Second column is defense. So we'll speed this up a little. Van Helsing, strength 4, defense 0. Strength 4, attack, defense 0. Sorry, I'm out of it today. Intelligence 7, and then -2. Will 7 -3. Agility is 4 +1. So his agility would be 4, and then defense would be +1. Actions 2. Harker, attack, strength 6 -1. Intelligence 5 0. Will 5 -1. Agility 5 0. Actions 2. Seward, strength 2 +2. Intelligence 6 -2. Will 5 -1. Agility 3 +2. Actions 3. Renfield, strength 7 -2. Intelligence 3 +2. Will 3 plus 2. Agility 6 minus 2. Actions 3. Quincy, Strength 6 minus 1. Intelligence 3 plus 1. Will 4 plus 1. Agility 5 minus 1. Actions 3. Homewood, Strength 5, 0. Intelligence 6 minus 1. Will 6 minus 2. Agility 5, 0. Actions 2. Then you have the wounded versions, which would be Van Helsing, Strength 3 plus 2, Intelligence 7 minus 1, Willpower 7 minus 2, Agility 3 plus 3, Actions 2. Harker Wounded, Strength 5 plus 1, Intelligence 5 plus 1, Will 5, 0. Agility 4 plus 2. Actions 2. Renfield Wounded. Strength 0. Strength 6. 0. Intelligence 3 plus 3. Will 3 plus 3. Agility 5, 0. Actions 3. Seward Wounded. Strength 1 plus 4. Intelligence 6 minus 1. Will 5, 0. Agility 2 plus 4. Actions 3. Quincy, Strength 5 plus 1. Intelligence 3 plus 2. Will 4 plus 2. Agility 4 plus 1. Actions 3. Homewood Wounded, Strength 4 plus 2. Intelligence 6, 0. Will 6 minus 1. Agility 4 plus 2. Actions 2. Now the standees all stay the same on both sides. They use images from the movie, of course. But that is the character sheets. Actually, some of these guys are pretty tough. I really liked Leading Edge games for a lot of reasons. Their movie tie-ins were some of the better game tie-ins, game to movie tie-ins I've ever seen, and I really enjoyed their games. They were a little more complicated than your average game, but that's what was cool about them, was that they were actually putting complexity into a game that really, generally licensed stuff it does not have. Especially because the reprint value is nothing. You have to maintain that license. So let's take a look at the game board and see kind of what it looks like. Now, like you saw, this one was sealed, so the board should be in pretty good shape still. Yeah. Alright. So here you have the character attack table. Roll 0 to 1, effect is bounced out. 2 to 3 is swapped out. 6 to 7, kicked out of level. 8 to 9, out of play. 10, eliminated. Vampire attack table. Roll of 0, engaged in combat. 1 to 2, character stunned. 3 to 7 is retreat or lose 1. 8 to 9, lose 1. 10, lose 2. And then on the other side here, I don't have wide enough table space free. We've got Dracula. He's got 3 attacks at 10, defense minus 3. Wolf form, 2 attacks, strength, 2 attacks, 11, defense minus 2. Bat form, 2 agility, attacks 9, defense minus 1. Henchman, strength, attack 6, defense plus 1. Bride's will, attack 7, defense 0. And Lucy, intelligence attacks 8, defense 0. So the game is, I forget how to play, but each one of these is different levels, and you're just moving your guy on the track. It would have been nice if they had used more like a map or something like that, but that's the way they designed it, probably due to the extremely limited budget they had to actually produce this game. I'm kind of surprised a company that knocking stuff over, a company that had really basically no reputation before this and Army of Darkness came out, that was real dinky, got the license to this. That had to be incredibly expensive and risky to try and invest that kind of money. But yeah, here's your out of play stack. And the track, like level 1 here is like will -1. There's little notations at the top for different skills and whatnot. So this one's in really nice shape because it was brand new still after 25 years. The board is actually really well put together. These are really nicely done boards, very thick. No complaints at all on that. It's even reinforced under the spine here. You can feel the little ridge where there was an extra piece put to reinforce this, which made these worth the money to buy at the time. And quite honestly, if they still made games like this, I'd own a lot more games, because it's just in beautiful condition still after 25 years being sealed up and never having been opened, as far as like unfolded. But that is what is inside Bram Stoker's Dracula. It's usually just called Dracula board game because that's what they called it for the stock code, which again is 50200. But Leading Edge was, I liked a lot of their stuff. I don't think all the I think 4 or 5 things from them that I bought as far as games went, I didn't hate any of them. I've got this one, I've got the Dracula roleplay game, I've got the Army of Darkness board game, and the Living Steel box set and Living Steel individual book. And I think that's all I have from them. I had some of the minis, they were okay. But all their main product lines I enjoyed. A lot of people had a lot of complaints, but they were all trivial complaints. Like the cards are too thin, yes, I agree. But they put a lot of effort into the game design. The board is in fantastic shape. So if you take care of your stuff and you're careful when inspecting the pieces, when you're looking at buying this used, you should be able to find a copy okay. And yeah, I mean, if you had to replace something on thicker cardstock, say, I'm sure that that would work well for you. But I can't encourage such behavior. But yeah, that's Dracula board game from Leading Edge from 1992. I recommend it. I think it's a good game. I wish the cardstock had been a lot thicker, but the board is great. The gameplay is solid, and that's at least my recollection of it. It is a fairly simplistic board, and the cardstock could have been thicker. Otherwise, that's the only complaints I think there are. But that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. And we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.